What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to Bristol Rovers episode 3 season 4, or I think it's episode 70 or 71. I'm not actually 100% sure. I've lost count actually. I really should have a little look and see what episode it is, but I'm pretty sure it's between episode 70 and 71, let's just say. And sorry for not uploading, and this episode is going to be a little bit shorter than normal because of the restricted time that I do have to make these videos, but hopefully you still will enjoy this 9-minute episode. It's about 9 minutes long anyway, so it's not too short, but it's only got one game. Usually I do 2 games per episode, but I thought I'd bring this to you guys because you kind of do deserve it. I haven't really uploaded that much recently in the past, I'd say probably about 3 to 4 days, so I thought I'd treat you guys with this. And in the next few days I will also be having that bronze squad builder out, and hopefully you will enjoy that as well. It's a really good team actually overall, and it's got a lot of good players in it. But anyway, let's get on to this episode. The one game we are going to be playing in this episode is going to be against Bournemouth in the Capital One Cup. You may have seen that I did lower the difficulty down to World Class, and I'll explain about that in a minute. But right here, Bournemouth do get a free kick very early on. In fact, probably the earliest time possible. 2nd minute, and they whip it in. It's a very bad delivery, and in the end we intercept the ball and we go on the break. Right here it's Bennett who does a lovely through ball over to James Poole. James Poole is one-on-one through on goal, and he's not going to miss from there. He's missed a lot of sitters in his career at Bristol Rovers, but he certainly doesn't miss that one. That's a really well taken goal with his left foot. He cannot shoot with his right foot. I do not know why, but for some reason he just doesn't want to score with his right foot. His left foot is an absolute thunderstrike. That's all I can say really. Sometimes he really does get them on target and into the top corner, just like this time, and sometimes he's a bit off with his finishing, so that's something that I'm a bit disappointed with. Maybe I'll have to invest in another striker, I do not know, because, well, we do have the transfer deadline day as well in this episode, and that is why this episode is a little bit longer than normal, but hopefully you guys will still enjoy it. And this was something I did want to show you, like, how does this make any sense whatsoever? I had 2 shots, 0 on target, and scored a goal. That was clearly a shot on target. I don't know if it took a deflection in the way into the back of the net, but that's still a shot on target, surely. I was absolutely baffled, but we were still 1-0 up in this game, and I was really hoping that we'd go on and score a few more goals, but it just wasn't meant to be. We tried and tried and tried to score, but it was very difficult to break down Bournemouth, and we do pick up a corner here after Charlie Daniels does take it out of play, and we do take it with John Joe, I think, in the end, or it might be Gerard Hughes, because he is our free kick specialist actually in this team. We don't have many good free kick takers, but he's certainly someone that can really deliver a ball into the box, and that was very close to being a goal there. Cleared off the line by the defender, and that probably should have been a goal and made it 2-0 and extended our lead. And then the second cross, it really wasn't that good, to be honest with you, and in the end they do clear it away and we win the game 1-0. Not too bad. And we do progress in the Capital One Cup. I'm not really too bothered about the Capital One Cup. I'm more bothered about the FA Cup. And it's for the pure fact that I'm going to get more funds if I progress further in the FA Cup, because I'm more interested in that, so I can invest more in our youth scouts, and then I can get some better youth players, because that's the whole point of this series. Well, it's the main point of this series anyway, kind of developing young players. Of course, we've got Gerard Hughes and Frank Doyle. Frank Doyle's not been getting into the first team that much, and that is due to the fact that there's so much competition and he's just not quick enough. For some reason, EA have decided that on youth players, they're not going to give that fast pace that they had last year, and maybe it's just to balance it out, but I haven't seen a single youth player whatsoever that's had 80 plus pace at the beginning when you sign him. I don't know why that is, because they should change that. They really should for FIFA 15. Another thing that they should change. You can see here, it is transfer deadline day, and we are going to be making, or trying to make, a few more signings, because we still have a little bit of cash left to spend. And mainly I am going to be trying to go for free agents, because free agents are my target. You can see the top deals there. Just forget the first one, because of course that was the financial takeover. Cavani has gone to Manchester United. That's quite an interesting one actually, because that is rumoured to happen in real life, which is quite interesting, and maybe that will happen in real life. I do not know. And also Lewandowski has gone from Real Madrid, where for some reason he starts there on the career mode. You can't sign him on a pre-contract at Dortmund because Real Madrid just seem to snap him up every time. But he has gone to Chelsea. We get a transfer offer here for Jamie Lucas, which I do go and invariably accept because he's not a player that I'm going to be using. He's got 58 potential. What is the point in keeping him? He's been here from the start, but it doesn't matter about sentimental value. We're looking to get a good team in the Barclays Premier League and stay up. And right here, I was interested in a Perth Glory player, and you may be like, why are you interested in a Perth Glory player? And basically, this is a tip for you guys. If you're going to be doing a lower league career mode team, I do recommend that you, if it's in England that is, I do recommend that you go and just search for these Australian league players because you're going to find some gems. Just like this Japanese guy that I was interested in. I think it's Nagai, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, he was someone that I was definitely interested in, as well as a Newcastle Jets player, but I couldn't afford him, unfortunately. I was interested in two of them, actually, and one of them was Connor Chapman. I've been trying to sign him since the beginning of this series, but it just hasn't worked. They've just not accepted anything whatsoever, which is really frustrating, but hopefully we are going to sign this Rio Nagai player because he's got 76 potential. That is pretty high. And the thing is with these players, they're on very low wages per week. They're on £750, £1,000 at maximum. So even a League 2 side can afford these players for sure. And especially at the beginning of the career mode when these players are going to be the cheapest. Because A-League, they have a lot of young players, but they have a lot of players that are low overalls as well. But they can grow into such incredible players. And this guy here, Nagai, can certainly do that. Even though he is 25... and he does have 76 potential, and I was a little bit disappointed really when I did have a look at him, because you can see here he's 63 overall. I was expecting him to be at least 70 overall, and for some reason, maybe it's because his potential has been changed, I do not know, but the Japanese international just isn't as good as he used to be, and that's a shame really, but he can play at striker as well, and that is the reason I did get him. And yes, I did sell Emile Sinclair. I do apologise for that, but he was getting a bit too old and he just wasn't good for the Premier League. I've got Mitchell Duke now. There's no point. He's got his new partner in crime. And you can see here, I also signed a free agent as well with the remaining finances we had. Guido Zarate. He looks kind of alright, but I only really got him as a reserve player just for peace of mind, really. And he has low-high work rates as well, which is perfect. And he's only costing 1.25 thousand a week on the wage budget, which isn't too costly whatsoever. But right here, that will be the end of the transfer deadline day, and we're going to have a look at the players that have grown. Ben Reeves has already gone up to 69 overall, which is very good news, and James Paul's gone up to 68 overall. I'm hoping that he'll grow, as well as Mason Bennett, because they played very well in that game against Bournemouth, and I'm hoping that Mitchell Duke will grow as well. I'm hoping that the whole side isn't glitched, because I think I might have maxed out most of these players' potential, because remember, most of these are still Bristol Rovers players from the beginning, and I've maxed out their potentials probably by about 5 or 6 overalls, which is ridiculous, and that is the reason why they're probably not going to grow. Ryan Gould, we're just not going to talk about him. He's Voldemort. He doesn't want to grow. He doesn't want to do anything for the team, so, you know, he's only going to be playing in cup matches, and that is his fault for that, because he didn't grow. If he's not going to grow, he can just play in cup matches as a reserve player. I'm sick and tired of you, mate, but anyway, you know, that is really good growth, and right here, it's the end of the episode, but I need you guys to make a decision, and it is, do you believe in the May the 1st thing? And that is with regards to youth players, because I'm very confused at the moment, because a lot of you are saying that if you get these youth players, they get boosted. So let me know in the comments down below if I should get these players and sign them into the first 11 when it is May the 1st, or if I should just sign that 16-year-old right at the top. Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you've enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.